So, a demo for Final Fantasy XVI came out today, and I don't even know where to start. Actually, let's start here. Welcome to Far Strider Games. It's great to see you. Thanks for stopping by. This is like the best demo ever. I'm not gonna lie. This demo is Game of the Year, and in no way am I surprised. I'm not gonna lie. From the very first announcement trailer for this game, I was absolutely hyped. I love the more fantasy setting in Final Fantasy games, and just the everything about it just screamed to me that this was going to be a great game. But I have been fooled in the past, so I was a little bit reluctant to play this demo because I didn't want to be disappointed, but I also wanted to go in raw. But I gave in anyways, and I played it, and I'm very glad I did. In fact, I enjoyed it so much that I just had to make a video about it to tell you all about this. Let me just emphasize again, this is a demo for a game. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's the beginning of the game, and then there's a little bit of a portion after you do the demo where you can do like a mid-game fight to kind of give you a better idea of what the combat's like. For the most part, like, this is just the very beginning of the game, and it's just a roller coaster from the very beginning to the end of the demo. I absolutely love what they're doing with the story, with the plot. The setting it's very dark, it's very mature. It's so much different than any other Final Fantasy game I've ever played in just like the general tone. I generally equate a Final Fantasy game to like a grand adventure, pretty lighthearted with like some dark moments, but for the most part it's just a fun, colorful story with, like, you know, the general Final Fantasy tropes and the, you know, creatures that you see all the time, and crystals and, you know, a little bit of comedy and stuff, like really cool characters, like really over the top, right? This is just, it's emotional. I think there's going to be some moments in this game that are going to kind of like really make you think, kind of tug at the heartstrings a little bit. And it's just, it doesn't hold back with the maturity. Like, there's some pretty surprising moments in this demo, and I don't want to give anything away. I want you guys to experience it yourself, but there's points where it's like, wow, like, that's dark, man. That's dark. A comparison I would make, and I know a lot of people are saying this, but it's so true. It has a very similar, like, just the dynamic of the story and the atmosphere and the tone is very Game of Thrones in a way. Just like there's political intrigue going on, just like the conversations between people, the characters, just like the betrayal, like all these things they really mirror Game of Thrones in some ways. There's one part in this demo that reminds me a lot. Okay, I'm going to say spoiler warning right here. If you don't want to hear this, I mean, if you don't want to hear about spoilers or see spoilers, I won't even play the demo. But there's a portion of the demo that reminds me a lot of the Red Wedding, if you are familiar with that in Game of Thrones. And that's where I was like, whoa, this is like really kind of it mirrors a lot of that, and like darker fantasy tropes, like things like The Witcher and stuff like that. Like, I love it, and it's so refreshing to see for a Final Fantasy. There's a lot refreshing in this, actually. For instance, the combat. So this is the first Final Fantasy entry that's actually using true action RPG mechanics. Something akin more to like The Witcher or like a Souls game or Elden Rings, stuff like that, where you're actually using dodging and parrying, stagger, that kind of stuff, as opposed to like, you know, this ability's on cooldown and that ability's on cooldown, and I'm switching my other party member to use their abilities so I can synchronize. Like, it's much different, and I'm absolutely loving it, and I want to see them use this gameplay type mechanic in further entries. I really hope they do. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. So the combat's fantastic. The story's fantastic. The music is, I mean, every Final Fantasy game has fantastic music, but this was over the top. Like, these boss fights, the freaking, like, Gregorian chant choir in the background, just, like, thundering with, like, symphonic music. It's really, really good. I love the characters, like, even the side characters. Like, you meet these two soldiers, Tyler and Wade, early on, and you do a little bit of a side quest with them. And even them, like, just super forgettable. Probably we'll never see them in the story again. Even they were, like, memorable. Like, they had their moment to shine in the story. Main character's fantastic. You get to play as him in his teenage years, or maybe his early 20s, as he is right there. And then later on, maybe, I think it's 13 years later, so probably in his 30s. And look, I'm starting to ramble a little bit. The point is, I've never been so invested in a game based off of a demo. Even though Final Fantasy XVI was going to be fantastic, no matter what, demo or not, this demo just established and solidified that this game is going to be Game of the Year, and I'm going to be playing the shit out of it this year and next year, and I'll be uploading videos of it on my channel. So stay tuned. This has been Farstarter Games. Like and subscribe. Go pre-order Final Fantasy XVI, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.